Go long. Hey there, everybody. It's Thanksgiving again. At least in America. If you live anywhere else, it's probably a completely normal day for you. Thanksgiving has many traditions surrounding it, like drinking cranberry ginger ale and watching the Thanksgiving Day Parade. But a tradition that truly solidifies it as an American holiday is football on Thanksgiving. And in recent years, I've gotten pretty into football, so that's what we're going to be talking about in this video. Football was invented in the 1800s as a hybrid between the sports of rugby and soccer. There are many rules to football, but the basic ones go like this. The offense has 4 chances to get the ball at least 10 yards. If they do get it at least 10 yards, then they have another 4 chances to get the ball at least 10 yards. This goes on until either they get to the other team's end zone, which is when they get points, or until the defense stops them from going at least 10 yards. And once either of these happens, offense and defense switch. The defense's job is to stop them from gaining yards through sheer violence. Yet certain acts of violence you can't do. Like you can clothesline someone and break their ribs, but if you roundhouse kick someone, that's a penalty, which I find sort of stupid. I don't really know how this sport got integrated as a part of Thanksgiving because beating the heck out of someone doesn't exactly seem like something that would have to do with giving thanks, but I don't care because football's really fun to watch. My history of football, though, is pretty weird because before last year, I never really cared about football. I mean, in 5th grade, I played it at recess, but that all stopped when I got the ball once and a girl on the other team tackled me and knocked me out. Matt, you good? My first experience with actually really getting into football was last year in September when I went to one of my high school's football games with some of my buddies. Now only 2 of my buddies really went there to watch the game, and the rest of us just tagged along because there were free snow cones. But once I began paying attention to the game, I was like, man, that guy tearing his Achilles was pretty cool. I don't know what clicked in my head ever since then, but I've gotten pretty into football to the point where I don't just go to games to get snow cones. In the 1 year I've been watching football, I've developed a few favorite teams, but my 2 main favorites are the Detroit Lions and the Buffalo Bills. And I know I'm on record for saying that the Detroit Lions sucked, but after I said they sucked, I guess the universe really wanted to prove me wrong, and somehow they've gotten really good ever since I said that. And personally, I'm not complaining, because my dopamine levels have peaked ever since Detroit got good, but I'm not going to publicly admit I was wrong because I'm worried they'll go back to sucking if I say they're good. The only con of Detroit getting good because of something I said was that now all my family members in Chicago want me to publicly admit Chicago stinks so that the same thing happens to them. But since I'm not a fan of Chicago, I'll only do that if someone pays me $50 and a 6-pack of ginger ale. I don't really know how I got into liking Buffalo because I live nowhere near Buffalo and have no connection to the state of New York whatsoever, but they've become my second favorite team. There are also a bunch of other teams I follow, like the University of Michigan and the Minnesota Vikings and the Baltimore Ravens, but the only interesting thing about those is that University of Michigan football is the main reason why I hate the state of Ohio. Overall, there have been a bunch of pros to me liking football. It's given me something to look forward to, it's connected me with more of my friends, and it's ensured that everybody in my family is awake by 1 p.m. Are you kidding me? But even with all of those pros, I will still never play football because I cannot handle that. I mean, I'm better than Charlie Brown because I've actually kicked a football before, but I'm still not built for football, and honestly, I prefer screaming at the TV when watching football, and not screaming in agonizing pain because I got seriously injured in a football game. Football has also made me weirdly for and against certain states and cities that I didn't care about before. Like before I got into football, I would have moved to Green Bay, Wisconsin in an instant, but now that I'm into football, I would need to be paid a pretty penny to move there. Anyway, this video is just so I could express my love of football. I don't really know if getting into football has been that good of a thing for me, but I do know for certain that now that I'm into football, nobody's going to have a peaceful weekend until February. Yippee! Anyway, thanks for watching my Thanksgiving video. The next video is going to be a Christmas video, so look forward to that. Bye bye.